Episode 66, All the Everything Podcast. I'm Billy. That's Tim. Tim, what is going on, my main man?
Hey, brother. Happy hump day. Whoop, whoop.
Hump day.
Yeah, we don't usually record too often on Wednesdays, but we got travel stuff coming up. I feel like this is something we say constantly. We got stuff coming up. We're going to be in and out, blah, blah, blah. So we're always going to record ahead of time. Make sure you have everything that you know and need to know. And I'm not sure what I was getting at there. But anyhow, that's where we're at right now. I tell you what, I think my brain is frozen from this cold, stinking weather, Billy. It's been awful. It's been awful.
Man. We have been as good as possible. Like no ice here, but the girls on Monday didn't have school. They canceled school. And then yesterday they did delay it 2 hours, but they're back on normal schedule. But we didn't, I mean, there was some icy spots here and there, but I think they were more worried about the kids standing out at the bus, waiting for the buses early morning. And then also in the little country roads, they're probably a little bit more slick and they didn't want to run the buses back there. And so that's why they canceled on Monday, just out of precaution, I guess.
Yeah. And they're probably like, we need to take a snow day. We don't ever take them. So let's do this thing, you know?
Yep. But it was nice. But yeah, y'all got covered, right?
Well, we got destroyed with snow, and since it's so cold, it's still all out there. We end up getting close to, last time we measured, it was 15 inches.
Wow.
And it snowed a little bit more after that, but yeah, so probably 15, 16 inches of snow, which is crazy. You say it out loud like, oh, it's only 15. Like usually if we get like 3 or 4 inches around here, we're like celebrating because we don't, it's crazy is where we're at. We don't always have like a lot of big snowstorms in the winter. So we've already had 2 now. We had one right before the new year and one now. But yeah, and it's been so cold here. Like all the temperatures during the day, with even today without the wind chill, it was like 9 o'clock. It was -2, and then with the wind chill, it was like -12 or something. And those are like the lower ones. Like tomorrow, it's supposed to be like -24 outside or something.
Oh my gosh!
With the wind chills and stuff. So. This weather, like I said, I think my brain is frozen, and I haven't left the house since last Thursday. And but it didn't feel all that bad actually, because the only time I usually leave is to go teach fitness classes or run to the store. And class was canceled on Monday, and DoorDash delivered my groceries yesterday, so I still haven't had to leave yet. So that's where we're at here. Yeah, just ready to get out of here and go to somewhere warm, but that's not going to be until like February sometime, because now I leave actually this weekend to go to New York for the GTM advisory board meetings.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to get there on the 1st, which is Sunday, but then it says they have a potential for a major snowstorm on that day. So now I bumped it back and now I'm leaving on Saturday to get there early. Okay. So it's just madness everywhere you go in this part of the country, and especially if you go further north with this stupid cold. So,
yeah, man, we might have some snow flurries this weekend is what they said. So nothing that I think that sticks on the ground, but
Can we see a video of you frolicking through the snow?
I will frolic. Yep. Absolutely.
We need that on the old TikTok too. So if they're going to frolic, you must show the people. But yeah, so it's cold everywhere. I think today I saw on the news this morning, like even Miami is going to be like 30 degrees or below.
God bless.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
People in Miami are like, what's happening? What are we doing?
What is going on?
Yeah. There's like iguanas falling from the sky, and
that's
they're
frozen.
Thing. Yeah.
Frozen iguanas falling from trees. You got to beware. Oh my goodness.
You imagine thinking you're having a bad day and then a frozen iguana just hits you in the head.
Oh my gosh, knocked you out.
Dang it.
Got another concussion. Take a shot.
Yeah. Oh my God. That'd be a great concussion story though, at least.
That would be.
I was walking down the street and then boom, a frozen
Knocked
iguana
out.
hit me in the head. You wake up by a bunch of bodies of frozen iguanas around you.
Iguanas all around you.
Oh my God, I'm in hell. Because that's how I would feel if I woke up in that situation. Oh my God.
Oh, that would be
I
creepy.
died, and you see this bunch of iguanas just laying around your face.
Yeah, you just open your eyes and there's this dinosaur face right in your face. You're like,
ah! Oh gosh, that's hilarious. Now I wish that actually happened. It probably it's had to happen to somebody. They've got to get hit in the head once.
If you're listening to this and never been knocked out by an iguana, let us know. Please.
Yeah, we need to know this because it's very important to us.
That's right.
Oh my
That's all I can
gosh.
think about now.
Well, maybe we should give them something else to think about. Well, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Are you ready, my friend?
You better believe it. Let's get into all the everything, y'all.
All the everything, we've got it all. We've got it all, small, weird, or tall. So grab your snacks, sit back, don't stress. Cause Tim and Billy talk about the randomness. Information prone to UFOs will take you where the weirdness goes. It's two guys talking way too loud about stuff that makes no sense, but we're kinda proud.
Welcome back to yet another amazing episode of All the Everything Podcast. As always, the one of your hosts, Tim Sawhook, and I'm joined by my man, Billy. I like to frolic through the snow when we get it. Parchman. Welcome to the show, Billy.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the only way to do it. Frolic. Heck
frolic.
Yeah.
That's the word of the day is frolic. How many times can
That's
you work that into the podcast?
Well, we've got quite a few of them so far.
Yeah. Our frolic count is now at...
right.
Yeah. Me and Billy are feeling kind of silly today.
I promise it's early. We have
yes, we have not done anything out of the ordinary.
This is all natural. All natural.
Like I said, we say this all the time, but if we don't ever hit record, we'll sit there and just riff off each other for 30 minutes and laugh at each other like a bunch of buffoons. So one of us is like, record. We got to get moving.
We got to go. I got to get the girls from school. We got to go.
That's right.
And then the last story, we're like,
yeah. And they all died. Okay.
All right. Thanks. Bye, y'all.
Leave a review. Bye. Yeah.
40 minutes of iguana talk.
Yeah. Talking iguanas.
That's right.
Speaking of talking iguanas, Billy, what are we talking about today?
Oh, well, today we're getting on the spooky side. So,
yeah, I
with
gotta
that
bring
said,
it down.
Yep. With that said, here's a little trigger warning for you. If you don't like scary, spooky stuff, this might not be the episode for you. We do talk about little ghostly things and of course like murder and death and all, because it's spooky. But yeah, today's episode we are calling "Are You Afraid of the Dark?" That's right. We're bringing it back to those days of our childhood on Nickelodeon. Snick. We talked about it last week, right? Are You Afraid of the Dark? But these are not your typical "Are You Afraid of the Dark" kids stories. No.
I promise you they are not.
Yes, these will get you gooseyed up and terrified, and actually will make you afraid of the dark.
I like that. Yeah. I was just talking to Billy before. I was like, man, these stories, I was reading through them last night and going through them, and they were creeping me out, especially getting ready for like nighttime, bedtime. But I read them again this morning and they still creep me out. So it had nothing to do with just nighttime. So if you you don't like getting the chill bumps, don't listen. But if you like that kind of thing, then this is definitely for you.
Yep, this is for you. Absolutely. Yeah, this is going to be one of those that it's not going to be real fun to edit at nighttime, because I usually do all the editing after the girls go to bed, and then like, okay, hold on a second, now I got to go and close my mind off and go to sleep. What was that noise?
You're gonna,
you know,
as long as it's not as bad as when you edited during Appalachia scary stories.
That was one of the creepiest moments ever for me. Oh my gosh.
Do you want to tell it real quick?
Yeah. Okay. So we did our Appalachian. Yeah. There's rules in the woods up in the Appalachian Mountains, right?
Yeah.
And they say if you hear a familiar voice that is a person that's not supposed to be with you, do not go after it. They call your name up there. And so don't go after that. And I had just finished editing, and I took a shower right before going to bed, and I got out of the shower, and my daughter is asleep upstairs. I know this for a fact, but I hear her from outside the house say, "Daddy," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, no, you were, I could see you on the monitor, just no." And so, be gone, Satan.
Not today.
Not today. In the
Yeah,
name
when he
of
told me that, that
Jesus.
was so creepy because it's like the
Uh-uh.
mimic voices. Yeah, like,
Yeah. No, 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 no.
thank you, thanks for coming, but bye bye,
See you
bye bye.
later. I will not be going out the door.
So yeah, good luck editing this. Going back to that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
right, Billy, let's get them into this and see if they
That's
are
right.
of the dark.
Ooh, are you afraid of the dark? Yep. Here we go, sir.
Yes, I
All
am.
right. Yes, I'm terrified. Thank you very much. All right. So there was this house in Iowa that looked ordinary in every possible way: white siding, small porch on a quiet street, nothing that suggests violence or horror. It looked like the kind of place where nothing bad has ever happened, which makes what occurred in 1912 even harder to accept. On the night of June 9th, 1912, the Moore family went to bed as usual. Josiah Moore, his wife Sarah, their 4 children, and 2 young girls who were visiting for the night were all settled in for sleep. It was warm, and like many homes at that time, some doors and windows were left unlocked to let the air move through the house. This was the kind
Mm.
of town where people trusted one another. No one expected danger to come through their door. Sometime after midnight, someone entered the house. There was no sign of forced entry, no broken locks, no shattered glass. Investigators later believed the intruder either walked through an unlocked door or they used a key.
Mm.
Whoever it was, they entered quietly, without resistance, moving through the house filled with sleeping children and adults who never had a chance to wake up. What happened next, yes, was not frantic or disorganized. It was calculated. The attacker stood over each bed and used the blunt end of an axe to strike the sleeping victims. Not the
Mm.
blade, the heavy back of the axe, likely chosen to kill without making noise. One by one, every person in the house was murdered in their sleep. There was no evidence of screams, no struggles that traveled through the walls. There was no sign that anyone understood what was happening until it was over.
Oh my god.
After yeah, after each killing, the attacker pulled the sheet over the victims' faces. Investigators could never agree on why. Some believed it was an act of remorse. Others believed it was done to avoid being looked at, even by the dead. When the murders were finished, the intruder did not immediately leave. Instead, they went downstairs and washed the blood from their hands. Police later found food disturbed in the kitchen, suggesting that the person may have stopped to eat. Then came the detail that haunted the case for more than a century. The intruder walked back through the house and covered every mirror and every window with cloth. Every reflective surface was hidden, as if they didn't want to see themselves or they didn't want to be seen by something else. By morning, the house was discovered. 8 people lay dead. The axe used in the murder belonged to the home itself. There was no clear motive, no suspect who ever stood trial, and no one was ever arrested. The person responsible vanished completely, but the house did not. Years later, families tried to live there, and almost all of them left. They spoke of footsteps upstairs when nobody else was home, of
Mm.
children's voices echoing through empty rooms, of laughter that sounded playful but wrong because there are no children present. Some people reported waking up in the middle of the night and felt the mattress sink beside them as if somebody has
Oh.
sat down. And when they opened their eyes, the room was empty, but the impression in the bed remained for several seconds before slowly rising back into place. The attic became the place that nobody wanted to be alone.
Mhm.
Visitors said that the air felt heavier up there, as if the pressure pushed down on their chest. Some felt dizzy or panicked for no clear reasons. Paranormal investigators brought equipment that failed repeatedly, Batteries were drained without explanation. Audio recording stopped mid-session. Several people left with scratches and red marks that appeared hours after leaving the house. Those who stayed overnight described the same experience again and again. They woke up suddenly in the dark, not because of a sound, but because of a feeling. The feeling was something was in the room with them. Something was aware of them. Something was watching them breathe, waiting for them to notice. And if you were alone there tonight and you heard footsteps slowly moving across the floor above you, the question would not be whether or not the house is haunted. The question would be whether the dead are the ones watching you or whether the thing that walked in through that unlocked door in 1912 never actually left. Whew.
Oh man, Billy.
There you go.
First,
Iowa.
I thought it was just the story. Yeah, and don't go to Iowa.
Don't go to Iowa.
Just kidding. Unless you're listening from Iowa, we love you.
Yep.
No, when you first were reading the story, I thought it was just going to be about the story about the guy who killed everybody,
Right.
which is bad enough on its own, picturing
Right.
all those things that had happened, but then also the hauntings and everything that happened afterwards.
Yeah. What is it? Do you think it's the family? I don't think it is. I think it's the murderer, the axe murderer, because
Pretending
they
to be
said,
the family.
yeah, they said that they, some people leave with like scratches and like marks and stuff on them, and so that's kind of creepy. I don't know.
Yeah,
Or
I
maybe it's
wouldn't think
all of
that
them.
would be like the kids. Yeah, like scratching the crap out of you, but
I don't know. That's
when you're
no.
into stuff like that, I mean, who knows? I mean, I've I've never been murdered and tried to haunt anybody, so I don't know what it was like.
Right.
But but you know, but it could be a combination of both because or the stronger force or presence or whatever was there is mimicking like little kid laughing and stuff to either way,
Now,
it's
yeah.
nightmare fuel. Yeah.
Now, if this episode gets 25,000 downloads, Tim and I will fly to Iowa and we will stay the night in that house. So get to downloading, y'all.
All right. Bet. If that happens, we will definitely do it.
That's right.
It has been spoken. It can also be edited out because Billy edits the podcast.
But I'm leaving it in because I want the downloads. I would stay there. I would try. We'll see.
I wouldn't do it by myself. If I would went with you and maybe someone who knew what the heck they were doing.
Right?
Yeah. And the reality is it's never going to happen. So, but mine, we get those 25,000. Now, if you only get 24,999, that's not enough. We need to go all the way, baby. Now I'm wishing I would have went first so I can get these horrible feelings out
That's
of my
exactly
stomach.
what you asked me. I said, "Oh, I'll just go first this time."
Yeah. Now I know why, because I'm sitting there thinking, "Oh God, I got 3 more of these. I got to read 2 of them and listen to another one." And if you're out there and you're like, "This isn't scary at all," well, good for you because I'm scared of it. So for my 2 stories today, what I did is I went and I found this article from like around Halloween time of last year, and it was real life stories submitted via Reddit, and they were proven to be true stories, and they were like the top so many winners of these, whatever. So I found those, and then I found their original post on Reddit. And so I'm going to be reading them. And what I like about this is like, you know, Billy's reading the story, telling you about the story. I like hearing these because it's like the person who's typing is, you're going to hear it through like their voice and their perspective as well, which is a little bit different than how we usually do it. But yeah, so I don't know why I felt like I had to go on to tell that story, but I felt like it needed to be known. But yeah, these stories creep me out, especially this first one, because this has happened to me before.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
So let's just get into it. I think I've talked about it before on the podcast, but I don't know if I'm ready for this. Okay. I don't know if I'm ready for this jelly. All right.
I don't think you're ready for this. Sorry.
Body's too bootylicious for you, babe. Thank you. And hopefully put the music behind that when you edit it, Billy. Thank you.
Definitely set the mood right there.
Yeah. Okay. Focus, Tim. All right. So the Reddit post was, I thought it was sleep paralysis until it started happening to me when I was awake. This is posted by user throw RA-paralyzed, and this was posted 2 years ago. I do want to
Oh,
note that it did say the original poster came back and it later deleted this account. So take that for what that means. So, anyhow, are you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
Here we go. I've never posted something like this before. Honestly, I don't know if I should, but I can't keep it in my head anymore, and I need to know if anyone else has experienced something like this or if I'm losing my mind. This is about my house and what started happening to me at night. It started as sleep paralysis. That's what I told myself. That's what the doctors would call it. But I don't think that's what it was anymore. The house was normal at first. I moved into this place a little over a year ago. It's not some creepy mansion in the woods. It's not ancient. It's not even that old. Just a normal 2-story house in a normal neighborhood. The kind of place where kids ride bikes in the afternoon and people mow their lawns on Saturdays. Nothing about it felt wrong. The first few months were completely fine. Then one night, I woke up and I couldn't move. I'd heard of sleep paralysis before. I knew what it was. Your brain wakes up before your body does. You hallucinate because you're half dreaming. It's common, it's explainable. So when it happened, I was scared, but not really like horrified scared. Not
Hmm.
yet, anyhow. I remember staring at the ceiling, trying to wiggle my fingers, trying to force my body to respond, and then I felt it, the heavy pressure on my chest. Like someone had laid down on top of me. I couldn't breathe right. My eyes darted around the room. The darkness was thick, like the air itself had weight to it. Ugh. Then I saw something in the corner of my bedroom, just a shape, a figure, tall, too tall, standing perfectly still, not moving at all. I blinked hard, trying to shake it off. Hallucination, I thought. This is exactly what people describe when they talk about sleep paralysis. But then it leaned forward, just
Mm.
slightly, and I realized that something had made my stomach completely drop. It wasn't blurry, it wasn't dreamlike, it looks completely solid and black. It looked like it was really there. Then my body snapped awake. I sat straight up, gasping for air. The corner was empty, my room was normal again. I did go around and turn on every light in the house that night. Didn't sleep the rest of the night. So let me talk to you about my second time because this one was much worse. A week passed, then it happened again. Same feeling, sleep paralysis. This time I woke up already knowing that instant dread, the sense of, oh no, not again. My eyes immediately darted to that corner and it was there. But this time it was closer. Not in the corner anymore. It was standing beside my dresser. A dark figure, like someone cut a human shape out of the night itself. No
Nope.
face, no features, just darkness. But I could feel it looking at me. I know how insane that sounds right now, but you can tell when someone is staring at you, even if it doesn't have eyes. uh,
No.
the pressure on my chest increased again. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. Then it moved. It didn't walk, it didn't step, it just shifted like it glided across the floor. And suddenly, it was standing at the foot of my bed. I could feel tears slipping down the sides of my face. I was trying hard to move, to kick, to do anything. The figure tilted its head like it was curious, like it was studying me, and then it raised an arm slowly, deliberately, and it pointed at me. My body jolted awake again. I practically fell out of my bed. I didn't even look around. I ran into the hallway, turned on all the lights, and I sat on the kitchen floor until sunrise. Then it started happening more and more often. After that, it wasn't once a week, it was twice, then 3 times. Always the same, always waking up frozen, always the crushing weight, always the figure. But it started changing. Sometimes it wasn't in the corner anymore. Sometimes it was crouched right next to my bed.
No.
Oh, I got the chills so hard right now. Once I woke up and it was leaning over me so close that the darkness of it filled my vision and I couldn't see anything else. And I swear to God, I heard breathing, not mine, something slow and steady, like someone sleeping peacefully right above my face. When I snapped awake, my room was empty, but the air felt kind of wrong, like something had been there. Now the daytime started to feel a little different to me as well. People always ask, why didn't you just leave? I thought about it, but here's the thing. In the daytime, everything was normal. I could laugh, I could work, I could convince myself it was just my brain malfunctioning at night. The night started to feel like something else entirely. I stopped sleeping. I started keeping lights on. I tried sleeping on the couch. Didn't matter. The paralysis would follow me no matter where I was at. And then the figure would follow me no matter where I was at. Then it started waiting. I know this sounds crazy, But this is the part I don't know how to explain. One night, I woke up frozen, and the figure wasn't in my room. For the first time, it wasn't there. I almost felt relieved. Then I realized I could see the hallway through my cracked bedroom door, and there was a darkness standing in it. Not inside my room, outside, like I had been waiting. Like it knew I'd look, and it didn't move, it just stood there. And I understood something in that moment that made my blood run cold. It wasn't appearing randomly, it wasn't a dream, it was choosing where to stand. And it stayed silent. After that, the worst part wasn't sounds anymore. It wasn't voices, it wasn't whispers, it was the silence. A silence so complete it felt unnatural. I'd wake up paralyzed, staring into the dark, and it would just be there, watching, breathing, existing, never making a sound, never needing to. Like it didn't have to announce itself, like I knew it was already there. Sometimes it would lean closer, sometimes stand at the edge of the bed, sometimes crouch low in the corner, barely visible, but undeniably present. And every time I could feel the weight of its attention. And then I started feeling it even when I was awake. That is when I started breaking. I was falling apart mentally because it stopped being only sleep paralysis. I'd be sitting in my living room at night, lights on, TV playing, trying to feel normal, and I'd get that feeling that someone was standing just out of sight, not seeing something, but just feeling it. Like the air behind you changes when someone is there. I stopped looking into dark rooms. I stopped turning my back into hallways. I stopped keeping every door closed. And then I had the worst night 3 weeks ago. I fell asleep from pure exhaustion. I remember thinking, maybe tonight it won't happen. Please don't happen. And then I woke up paralyzed instantly. Pressure on my chest was unbearable. My eyes moved. The figure was not in the corner, not at the foot of the bed. It was on the bed, kneeling beside me. Its head was tilted down inches from my face. Billy, I am freaking out here. I have so many goosebumps. The darkness was so deep, it looked like a hole in reality. It didn't touch me. It didn't speak. It didn't need to. It just stayed there, so close that I could feel the coldness coming off of it, like the space around it didn't belong to this world. My breathing became shallow. I was panicking, and it simply remained patient, still, certain. Then my body snapped awake. I turned on every light. I didn't sleep again that night, and now I don't know what to do. I know what sleep paralysis is. I know the science. I know hallucinations, but hallucinations don't adapt. They don't get closer. They don't wait outside your door. They don't make you feel like they're leaning on you. I haven't slept more than an hour at a time since. Every night I dread closing my eyes because I don't think it's my brain anymore. I think it's something that's in my house, and it only comes when I can't move. And I don't know what's going to happen if one night I don't wake up in time. So, what should I do? I'm terrified to sleep. I'm terrified to stay awake. And I'm terrified to keep living in this house.
Move.
Get the hell out.
Move.
That is my
Get. I'm gone. See you
Oh
later.
my God, Billy. Does that not creep you out? I mean, so yeah, like 2 times in the story, I literally had to compose myself and say I'm freaking out. Like I really was freaking out.
Got a freaking Freddy Krueger in my house. Won't let me sleep.
I know. I mean, and most of the comments in the advice from people down below were like, just leave, move, get out, burn the house to the ground, But he never comes back, or she didn't really say on the story. If they left, what happened, but they did come back, and they said at the very beginning they did delete this account later, so who knows what happened. And do you remember me telling the story about my sleep paralysis?
Vaguely. Once you remind me.
Okay, so 2 things happened. One, it was at Disney World. We were staying at the Grand Floridian, and I was in bed with Leslie, and next to us was a bed with Lauren and her best friend. We'd come down for spring break or something. I don't know what it was. And I remember laying there. I was facing Leslie, so my back was to like the void in between the 2 beds there, that space. And I was laying there sleeping, and I still feel it now. I felt a hand touch my back, and I jumped up and freaked out. And I was like, oh my God, the Grand Floridian is haunted. Like I literally just felt some presence touch my back. Nobody was awake in the room. It was the middle of the night, and I was totally freaked out. And I don't think like when Leslie and I sleep, we're not cuddlers. We're not like on top of each other like a lot of people do like at night, which is no shame.
Uh-huh.
But I remember being like up on her that night. I was like, I scooted away from the edge of the bed as far as I possibly could, like up in her space. So that was one thing. And then one time I was at home in my bed, woke up, sleep paralysis, can't move, can't talk, all the things. And there was a dark figure that walked closer to my bed and just stood over top of me. And I could feel the pressure on my chest. And I was terrified. And then it finally just snapped and woke up and it was gone. But it was so real. Yeah.
Oh,
I
so the
could not
ghost, this
sleep.
ghost came and visited you, huh? That's what it sounded like.
Something came. But if you really do look up sleep paralysis stories, all the stories are very similar. Everyone sees like a dark figure in the room. Either
What
you
in the
see it,
world?
it's next to you, and people just say it's a hallucination of your mind. I don't know how that works and why everybody has the same hallucination of this dark figure, but it's never happened to me since that one time. But I was scared to go to sleep for a couple of nights there, to be honest.
Wow.
'Cause
Wow.
I was terrified it was going to happen again. So God bless this person. I don't even know how. I wish I knew if there was an update. There was no updates on this story. So Billy, tell me
Ooh.
if you see a shadow creep up behind me on this camera.
Oh. What if I just edited one behind you? Just
Oh
walk
God,
behind
I
you.
would be dead. I would be dead. You know, I need these laughs a little bit in between these stories.
You know, it'd be funny if I just put a random like jump scare, just like in the middle of the story, just like one of those.
Scream. Oh my God. Oh, you should totally do that. But you got to do it way before we talk about this.
Exactly. You'll never
Be
see
like
it coming.
predicting the future or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that was the first of my terrifying stories.
Oh my gosh. So here's my last story of the day. When a young couple moved into a house in Atchison, Kansas, they believed that they were starting a quiet, normal life together. The house was modest, unremarkable, sitting on a calm residential street. It did not feel threatening, it felt familiar, like a place that had known families before and was just waiting for another. Almost immediately, small things began to happen that were easy to dismiss. Lights were found on after being switched off. Objects were moved and later discovered in places that made no sense. At night, the couple sometimes heard footsteps moving slowly through the house, even though they both were there in bed. The sounds were deliberate, not rushed, as if someone was walking with purpose. Then they heard a child laughing. It was soft and distant, the kind of sound that kind of made you pause rather than panic. It didn't feel aggressive, it felt misplaced. The couple assumed it must be the spirit of a child who once lived there. To make sense of the activity, they gave the presence a name. They called it Sally.
They named it?
They named it Sally. Yep.
Oh, don't like that.
Yep. Now, the name was not spoken as ritual or an invitation. It was spoken casually, the way people name storms or pets or fears,
Oh,
because
okay.
naming something makes it feel smaller and easier to understand. For a while, that explanation worked, but over time, the behavior no longer fit the idea of a child. The laughter began to feel wrong, like it carried no emotion behind it. The husband began having vivid nightmares almost every night. He dreamt of figures standing just outside of his vision, watching him without moving. And when he woke up, the room felt heavy, as if the air itself resisted being breathed.
Yeah.
Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Then the marks started to appear. He woke up one morning with deep scratches across his chest and arms
Jeez.
that had not been there the night before. Bite marks followed, red and swollen, shaped like human teeth. The injuries appeared without warning or without pattern, but they always came after a long period spent inside the house.
Oh, can I interrupt? Did you say they had teeth marks on them?
He had teeth marks.
Oh my
like a small human teeth marks.
God.
Along with the physical marks came sudden emotional shifts. waves of anger, fear, and despair that did not feel connected to his thoughts or his surroundings. He described it as feeling influence rather than attacked, as if something was pressing its emotions onto him rather than causing pain directly. The house itself seemed to react. Objects were thrown across the room, doors slammed without warning. The basement became unbearable. Anyone who stepped down there felt immediate panic, nausea, and the urge to leave. The husband said that the basement felt like the center of the house, not physically, but emotionally, like
Mm,
everything unpleasant was driven there. One night, the illusion finally collapsed. The husband was alone, and he felt a sharp, burning pain tear across his torso. Blood soaked through his shirt, and he
mm,
ran from the house, convinced that something inside had crossed the line. But even outside, shaking and bleeding, he said the most disturbing part was not the pain. It was the certainty that something inside the house was aware that he was leaving, and it was angry, and that was terrifying. The couple moved out soon afterwards. Years later, others visited the house and reported the same patterns. Activity was always gentle at first, subtle sounds, movements that could be explained. The longer people stayed there, the heavier the atmosphere became. Fear did not arrive suddenly, it was accumulated. Investigators eventually questioned the original assumption. They began to believe that the presence was never a child at all, and that calling it Sally was simply a human attempt to explain something unfamiliar. The name did not match the behavior. It
mm,
only disguised how inappropriate that behavior always was. It's the realization that whatever is in there does not need a name. It already knows exactly what it's doing. Oh,
all right.
oh my gosh.
Let me tell you what I think the scariest part of the whole story is that when he was bitten by teeth, they were baby teeth.
They were baby teeth. They were small childlike teeth.
That's what I think
But
that's like one of the creepiest things. Like, oh, you expect to have like some big fangs, and it was like a haunted baby bit you and left. I mean, that's, to me, that's seriously creepy.
so is
Oh,
this some kind of ghost that's just pretending to be a child, or is it actually just like an evil child ghost?
I don't.
Oh
It
my
sounds like
gosh.
someone's pretending to be a child.
That's what it
It doesn't.
sounded like to me. Yeah.
Yeah, and they say you're not supposed to name anything ever if you have a
E-
presence or talk to it or anything like that. So when you said at the beginning that they named it, and I was like, oh, nope,
Hold up. Wait a minute.
nope, nope, nope. You're not supposed to do that.
No. Mm-mm.
Mm.
Yeah. So there you go.
I feel like you just dumped on me for an hour, and it's like, there you go. Go
There
back to
you
your own
go.
life.
Yep.
I'm different after this. I've changed. I can't go back. I can't.
Oh man.
Matter of fact, tonight, just to test the theory, I'm going to come down here in the basement when it's dark, and then it's that thing where you have to turn the light switch up and get up the stairs before the lights.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to try that late tonight. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that.
But
I'm
you need
not
to
coming
just
down.
whisper. You just need to go, Sally, and
No,
then turn off the
not,
light.
no.
Sally.
Sally's in your house, in your head. That's your story. I got my own problems to deal with over here.
I'm sending her to the cold in
No.
Ohio. Sally, go up there through the computer.
That was AI Sally.
Yes.
Sally, please leave.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god, that was terrifying.
There you go.
The fact that all the slashes and stuff that he had on him.
No,
and
yeah,
then
it
the
was
baby
hurting
teeth.
him. The baby teeth got you.
So,
Wait
like,
a second.
it took about like an hour to gnaw on you to make any marks for an hour. Bring in the baby.
Yeah.
That'd be terrifying. You just wake up and see a little baby munching on your stomach for an hour.
Oh my gosh. Demon baby.
Demon Sally, baby. Ugh. We do not claim any of this negative energy.
Nope.
Please pass it on. You ever see people comment that on TikTok? What is like a scary thing? There's always someone in the comments. I do not claim any of this negative energy.
Nope.
Like, just get out of here. Don't even comment then. Don't get.
Don't leave your presence there. So.
Yeah. Don't pass that negative energy on to us.
Right.
I just have to crack a little jokes in between, just to shake it off a little bit before I get into this one.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
Shake it up. Shaking off the demons. All right.
Ugh.
Yep. Okay. I don't know, dear listeners, if you're ready for this next one. Billy, are you ready for it?
I don't know. Let's do it, though.
All right. I'm ready to get this heaviness out of here. So my second story, also from Reddit, same situation that I explained at the beginning. So this is from Reddit user insomniac_Midwest. And it was posted 4 years ago. And it says on here also, original post account later deleted. So I wonder what it is with these freaky stories that are coming back deleted. So the title of his Reddit is, I think something in my house only moves when I'm asleep. And that's enough.
No.
Make you want to stop everything right there. All right, here we go. I'm posting this because I haven't slept in 3 days. And I'm starting to lose the ability to tell what's real. And if I don't write this down now, I'm scared I'll convince myself it never happened. So here this is. I live alone, no roommates, no pets, no carbon monoxide issues. Yes, I checked. I guess that happens a lot where people start having hallucinations because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
This house was built in the early 90s, suburban, normal, no history I could find. No creepy crawl spaces that had been sealed off decades ago. Nothing like that. Nothing about it should be wrong. The first thing that happened was the voice. About 6 months ago, I woke up at exactly 3:07 a.m. to someone whispering my name. Nope. Not calling it, not shouting it, whispering like they were standing inches from my face. I shot upright, heart racing, convinced someone had broken in. My bedroom door was open. I always sleep with it open, and that's your first problem. Shut your door at night. You don't need shut your door. You don't need the
fire
hallway
hazard.
open.
It's a fire hazard.
Shut your door. Okay. Anyhow, I always slept with it open, and the hallway light was off, and the house was silent. I said hello like an idiot. Nothing answered. I checked the locks. I checked every room. Nothing was out of place. I told myself it was a dream and went back to bed. The next night, it happened again. Let me see.
It began again.
I thought you should leave that in for our Southerners out there. They know what I meant. Same time, 3:07 a.m. This time, the voice said more. It said, "You're awake now."
What?
Shut the hallway door. You let this idiot in. It said, "You're awake now." I didn't move. I didn't breathe. The voice didn't sound male or female. It sounded layered, like several people speaking out, but with perfectly synchronized voices. Let that settle in for a second. I mean, that's freaking terrifying. Wow. So I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight. The hallway was empty, but the shadows weren't. They didn't line up on the walls or door frames anymore. They stretched too far, bent the wrong way. One of them reached all the way into my bedroom, thin and tapering like a finger. When I blinked, they snapped back to normal. I didn't sleep again after that. Well, I wouldn't sleep either.
Nope.
I need no more information. Did he shut his door? Okay. I'm getting off track here because I'm trying to make myself feel better. All right, here we go. Things escalated slowly after that, which almost made it worse. I started waking up exhausted, like I'd been running all night. My sheets would be twisted, tight around my legs. Sometimes my pillow would be on the floor across the room. Once, I woke up with muddy footprints on my bedroom carpet. Bare footprints. Too long, too narrow. They led from the hallway to the side of my bed and stopped. So I did what anybody would want to do and want to find out. I set up a camera. That was my biggest mistake. The footage from the first night showed nothing until 2:58 a.m. At 2:58, the bedroom door slowly opened wider. At 3:01, the temperature reading on the camera dropped by 11 degrees.
Oh, no.
At 3:06, my body shifted. I wasn't awake, but I sat up in bed. My head tilted toward the door, and then something else moved. A shape detached itself. Let me say that again. A shape detached itself from the darkness in the hallway. It wasn't solid. It wasn't smoke. It was like a shadow that had depth, like it could be folded. It slid into my room without touching the floor. At 3:07, my mouth opened. The auto picked up the voice saying, "I'm ready." I don't remember saying that. The shadow leaned over me. Then the camera shut off. Not cut, not corrupted, shut off cleanly like someone had just pressed the button. I tried sleeping with the lights on. That's when it started standing in corners. If I stayed awake too long, I could see it out of the corner of my eye. Tall, wrong, folded at angles people don't fold at. It never moved when I looked at it directly, but it watched. I started finding marks on my body, handprints on my ribs, bruises on my wrist. Once I woke up with dust in my mouth and a sore throat like I'd been screaming for hours. I checked the camera again. Guess what? At 3:07 a.m., the shadow wasn't alone anymore. There were 4 of them.
What?
Yeah. Let me just check your pants there for a second if you just crapped them, because I did. There were 4 of them. They stood around my bed while I slept, heads tilted in different directions, watching my chest rise and fall. One of them reached into me, right? Not physically, but its arm disappeared in my chest like it was passing through water, and then my body arched off the bed. I stopped sleeping altogether after that. I had coffee, energy drinks, cold showers, anything to stay conscious. That's when I realized something I wish I hadn't. They weren't waiting for me to fall asleep. They were waiting for me to dream. The longer I stayed awake, the closer the shadows crept during the day. Reflections lingered too long. My face in the mirror blinked half a second after I did. Last night, I heard footsteps on my ceiling. I don't have an upstairs. The bedroom door closed by itself. Every light in the house went out, and then something climbed into bed with me. The mattress dipped, cold pressed against my back. A breath I didn't recognize matched mine. So he edited, posted 12 hours later. I think I just fell asleep at some point tonight. I woke up in my guest bedroom. My bedroom door was sealed shut from the inside. The camera footage from last night shows me standing in the hallway at 3:07 a.m., smiling at the door. I wasn't alone, though. Am I going insane? Has this happened to anyone else? Please help.
What in the world?
The smiling at the door thing, that got me. This whole thing got me. But could you imagine finding yourself on camera, staring at a door, like tilting your head and smiling?
It's creepy. It's all creepy. If
If you're wondering why it doesn't have like a better ending, it's because someone just wrote it and cut it off when they were done being terrified. So it's not like written like a story where it's like, and then they all died, you know.
They died.
Oh,
The end.
but
Credit roll.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
That scared the crap out of me.
Oh.
Because now, like it said, it multiplied. There was 4 of them staring at
What
him.
the heck happened? What the heck happened?
Oh,
I don't know.
I know. That's the worst part about these stories is they just cut off and the person went back and deleted the thing. Now, all the comments, there's no comment from the original poster on other people's comments. Like he didn't go back and answer like, yeah, this happened. Didn't. It's really no follow through again, like last story. And it was most people being like, you know, I can't believe there was 4 of them. The creepiness at 3:07 a.m. The smiling at the door. The indentation in the bed. I think that was like your first story. And feeling someone crawl. Could you imagine feeling something crawl in the bed with you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So God bless you, listeners and viewers today. These stories, man.
What a tease. That person's a teaser.
You know, I wish I could do some more research and go back and find, but I looked. I didn't see anything from the poster anymore, and they deleted their account too.
Deleted.
Or they deleted the post. I don't know which one. But that's what it says at the very beginning, that they had deleted it. So yeah, that terrified me. All these stories terrified me today. Why did we decide to do this? Every time we do these stories, we end up getting more scared listening to them back.
That's
and
right.
I guarantee you, when you edit this and I listen to it, I'm going to have chill bumps all over my body again, like I did last time with the Appalachia stories.
Oh, man, dude. Oh,
So,
man.
yeah, try to edit during the day if you can, Billy. Like, take some time tomorrow, maybe get into it.
Yeah. I like to blame Creeps and Crimes podcast.
Exactly. Yeah.
Their fault.
I mean, it is their fault. Yeah. Creeps and Crimes, Morgan and Taylor. Yeah. They're amazing. You should check them out. But yeah, they do these stories all the time. I don't know how they survive it, to be honest with you.
I don't either.
I mean, they are terrified when they tell the stories, but it's just like, yeah. Anyhow, yeah, these stories were super creepy today. But we do want to know if you have any like creepy stories like this, or you know of someone who's told you a story, or you read a sort of story online about something. We would love to hear from you guys and like share these so we can kind of like go back and forth about them and how terrifying they are. And Billy, where can they find us? Where can they give us those spooky, spine chilling stories?
Yeah, head on over to Facebook and type in All the Everything Podcast. We'll be right there. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We got the socials. Just type us, find us, follow us, love us, like us, all the things. Us. There you go.
5-star us. You leave those
5-star
reviews,
us.
baby.
Yeah,
5
leave those
stars.
reviews. We would love them.
And I would say one of my parting things today after all these stories is watch out for the baby teeth. Sally. Sally and her baby teeth. That creeped me out. Anyhow. But so we hope we spooked you out, creeped you out a little bit, made you think twice about going to sleep tonight, and answer the question, are you afraid of the dark? So thanks for joining us for another amazing yet terrifying episode of All the Everything Podcast. And we can't wait to see you next time. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, y'all.